How's it going, Boaz?
Good. How are you doing?
Casey was in here and talking about RCE. Can you just explain what that means to the line, how you guys try to execute it every week?
RCE. What do you say that stands for? Oh, yeah. That's just we going into Vanderbilt. They have a lot of fronts that they're bringing at us. They stem in and out a lot of stuff, and so that's just something we were talking about in meetings. Is we got to be able to recognize what they're bringing at us, and we got to communicate that out. And that might even look like just not even saying anything, just everyone understanding what the front is, and then just trusting like we've seen this in practice this week, and we know like what our assignments are, and just understanding everything like that. So we just got to be able to. That's kind of like a just communicating everything together.
Hey, Boaz, Kaysen was in here talking about how there were probably like 6 or 7 calls that you guys just weren't hearing. Was that just because of how loud it was in the stadium and whatnot? And how do you guys kind of handle that when you can't hear the call?
That kind of just goes back to what we were just saying of the making sure that we can hear everything. And if like we're not sure, we just gotta I just gotta sit down on the ball and be like, get everyone on the same page. So that's kind of that. And then also if we don't all know what the play is, just like, hey, what's the play? And then we can make sure that we got the correct play from the north, and we're not running like something that's completely wrong.
Yeah, Kaysen said that y'all focused on communication a lot today in practice. I'm just curious, what does that actually look like in practice? Is it just you're making sure you're speaking loudly and clearly, or how does that work for you guys in practice?
Yeah, it's definitely like speaking loudly and clearly, but also if they're bringing something like in practice today, we got something off the edge, that's the tackles, calling like our keywords that we're saying to alert everybody else that we're getting something off the edge, and then everybody else, like the right guard, Kaysen says whatever he's going to say to tell the guard, and then the guard says that, and then I could say that to the left guard and left tackle, because if it's just like one guy, right tackle, saying something, then everyone else isn't going to hear everything. So it's kind of like a chain reaction of we see something, everybody just kind of affirms what we're seeing.
Boaz, you're in the middle of everything, and maybe the first 2 games, the run game maybe hasn't been what people expect it to be. From your view, what has been the main issue?
I think probably the communication a little bit. Obviously, we're talking about that a lot, but also just locking in practice. We got to really practice a lot harder than I think we have been, and so that's just It starts in practice of us, because we can't go out on Saturday and then just randomly like, hey, we're going to turn it on. We got to turn it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, lock in everything on Friday, and then we can play a lot better on Saturday. So that's kind of what we got to start. It's starting today, tomorrow, Thursday is just practicing harder, communicating better.
Shane was talking with us the other day just about trying to create a bigger pocket for Lenore's to throw in. And obviously he had one on the touchdown to Dre. How do you guys replicate that? And also just how do you guys manage trying to create that bigger pocket on your end?
That's just like playing aggressive pass protection. Sorry. So we just got to protect the depth and the width of the pocket. So I think that we've been doing that pretty well, but that's something that we got to work on more, but also just communicating everything out, making sure everybody's on the same page, and just getting our techniques down on pass protection.
You mentioned practicing harder. Does the intensity ramp up this week now as you get ready to start SEC play?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely it's in that we're going into the SEC play. We got 8 weeks of straight playing in the SEC, so that's something like a mentality of, hey, this is like, it's kind of getting real, I guess. And so we got to practice harder and just go at it every day like it's a game.
Boaz, obviously you weren't here last year, but Diego Pavia is saying he had this game circled on his calendar. Being a newcomer to the SEC and to South Carolina, do statements like that fire you up any extra, or does playing in the SEC fire you up any extra?
Oh, for sure. I play in the SEC. I mean, that's like why everyone comes here. It's the best conference in the nation. Like, you're trying to come in, play really good opponents, and I mean, that's like, you wouldn't want to come play somewhere where everything's easy. So that's something that obviously fires you up. We're going to play in the SEC, and playing good opponents is super fun, and it's always a challenge. So that's something that I think everybody's like, we got to go play a really good team and show how good we are, and it's just going to be a really good game.
Just your overall thoughts on the way Lenore's has played from what you see on tape and just in games. How do you feel he's done so far?
I think he's done really well. I mean, there's a lot of plays that, like, obviously coming here, I wasn't here last year, and I saw a lot of plays that were really cool, but, like, watching him, shake some guys off or whatever is really cool. I mean, he's a great player. He makes really good throws. So it's really cool to see him do what he does.
Boaz, just with the last couple weeks, as an offensive lineman, I think it, at least from my view, it can be sometimes a thankless position. We see when you guys make mistakes, but when you do things right, that usually means success happens elsewhere, so we're not always focused on you. How do you guys as a group rally together and, when things are going well and everyone's harping on you, still stay motivated?
I mean, obviously, when people are, like, saying that we're doing bad, we use that as motivation. But also, it's kind of like it's a brotherhood, obviously. We're all like, hey, the only thing that really matters is what we think about each other and what we do together and in that room and in the team. So it's kind of like you got to block out all the noise. You can't, like, go on Twitter or something like that and read every single bad thing that's said about the O-line. But also, I mean, we're all very close. So it's like, I don't think it really affects any of us that much. But obviously we use it as, like, motivation. Hey, we got to play better. Yeah. All right. Thank you.